Ding dong YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I am the Jobless Coder, and it is now the 15th day since the devastating fire in Lake Louise that ripped through the Charleston residence over a period of several days, burning it to the ground. It is Monday today, which means that it has now been 2 full weeks since the events of the fire. And the past 2 weeks have just gone by like nothing. It's like I blinked and 2 weeks have already passed. It's almost impossible to fathom, really, that almost as much time has passed since the fire as the 3 weeks where I was living in Lake Louise leading up to the fire, starting this new job. When I get to the 6 week mark of my job here, it'll be 3 weeks before the fire and 3 weeks after. So I'm giving today's update here on the information regarding the situation here in Lake Louise and what's going on. Today, I found out, oddly enough, that my boss actually watches these videos, and so now the pressure's on. Now I have to be extra good in these videos here. Now that I know my boss is watching, so if you're there, hi David. He told me to tell everyone that he's a pretty cool guy, and he actually is really cool. I had a little bit of fun with him today because he had asked me last week how Sunshine Village has been, and so I was talking about it's nice having, bathroom facilities and all that that the guys in the RVs don't have access to. And so then he looks me dead in the eyes and he says, "Don't you dare quit and go work for them." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I don't have any plans on doing that." So, of course, as soon as I saw this shirt in the donation pile on the rack, it still had the tags attached to it. It's brand new. I got it. And so today I had a little bit of fun with him because I wore it into work. And they have the uniforms for the kitchen staff, pants and the shirt and an apron, but they're all out of shirts today. So for the first part of the work day, I was working in this. And when he saw me in it, he was like freaking out, and I was like, "Oh, I quit and I got a job working at Sunshine Village." And he's like, "No, you said you weren't gonna leave." And so that was pretty fun, to tease around with that a bit. But you know, I don't think I could if I wanted to quit, just because it feels like walking out on your family now. Now, when it comes to jobs and careers, where people refer to their family, their work family, um, there's a YouTuber named Joshua Fluke who I've talked about several times on this channel before, and he does these corporate cringe series on his YouTube where he looks at mostly LinkedIn companies. A lot of them are like office managerial type jobs or programming computer software companies that talk about the work family, and it's just really cringe the way that they put that out there, because he points out that when you quit your job, who honestly stays in contact with their former colleagues and people that they worked with? It's just like they kind of fade out from your life. And it's entirely possible that when I do leave this job at some point, a lot of the people that I have met here over the time, or if they leave, I may never see or communicate with them again. But this is not just like a work family in the sense that you see these LinkedIn companies and they do these really cringe type of team building exercises on your first day of work, games they play with you that, 5-year-olds, their first day of kindergarten, play these team building exercises. And this is a little bit different because there's this special kind of bond that gets formed through tragedy. You look at, say, for example, a bunch of people that survive an airplane crash. If you're survived an airplane crash with 210 other people, there's now an instant bond with you and everyone else on that plane that has survived, as you've all gone through this experience together, and no one else who's ever experienced that, fearing for their life, thinking they're going to die on a plane, can relate to that the same way that you can with everyone else on that plane who survived. Now, in this case, it's not an airplane, it's our house burning to the ground. And when someone's house burns to the the ground, that's tragic. In this particular case, it was 165 of us that we all lost everything all at once. And so there's a special kind of bond that is formed that feels like family with all of us having gone through this tragedy together. Because I can go into work and I can see my coworkers' faces and I know what they're thinking and I know what they're feeling because I'm feeling and thinking the same things. We're all in this situation together, and there are very, very few of us that got items back. Some of us are lucky enough that we got all our items back. I got maybe 3 or 4 of my items back, and all the rest of it is just gone. And so, going through this tragedy together has really bonded the staff here at the ski resort more than even before. Like before, it was a big party town and we were all friends, but now it's like, holy shit, we've all gone through this together. And so I don't think I could quit if I wanted to, at least not right now. But it's nice that I got some merchandise from the Sunshine Village here in Banff. These shirts are not cheap. You can check it in the gift shop, and I think they're like $60 or $70 brand new. So to get it for free from the donation rack, that's wonderful. We've gotten a lot of wonderful items here. The Rude Boys, they're a clothing company, and like sports type, skateboarder type, snowboarding shop in Banff. They donated like 6 boxes worth of brand new hoodies, and I got one of those, so that was really nice. We got their stickers all over Chucktown before it burned. And the thing is, too, right, is that you think about it. The Charleston building was built in 1985, and so the amount of people that have been through there and have called that place home at one point in their life, you're already a part of the Chucktown family, but now to be a part of the last residents who ever got a chance to live in that building just is insane. It's not even comprehensible. The way that is. There was so much history there, and you see pictures on the wall of people you don't even know, but they were there at some point in the past. And the common room having these snowboards with all the autographs on them from people that had worked in the previous season. There's a lot of mosquitoes up here. I swear to God, I never saw a mosquito once the entire time I lived in Lake Louise, and come up here to Banff and they're freaking everywhere. So, that's basically how things have been over the last little bit here, is just this bonding experience with everyone. Of course, some people have left and quit, and some people are probably going to quit at some point in the future. But for now, we're just kind of going through this experience together. In terms of updates, we got a bunch of new clothing today, because before we would have to go and exchange the clothing at the housing office, and they had all their supply there, which obviously burned in the fire. And so we got a bunch of new clothing today. It came like around 11 or noon or whatever. So then at some point I changed out of this shirt and into the proper uniform, and now that the new shipments of clothing have come, they've put that into the new housing office, which is the ski school that they have opened up in the basement of the ski resort. Who knows what they're going to do come the future when it's actually wintertime and they need to use that room as a ski school. But for now, it is the temporary housing office. We've been told that the meal voucher program has been extended over the next week here, and so we can go and get a booklet of tickets and then use those tickets to get lunch. Today I didn't know about that because the email came after work, but tomorrow when I go to work I can go and do that. Today I also got a magnet replaced. That was something that was on my fridge. I had gotten it as part of the birthday money that my parents sent me to spend on getting some souvenir items, and so I've gotten the magnet replaced now. I mentioned the hat before that I got from one of the bus drivers. I found out my schedule over the next week, and it's not great. I'm getting 3-day weekends off for the foreseeable future, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I'm only working 4 days a week. Plus, given the extra commute time from Sunshine Village, I'm only working 6-hour days, so 24 hours a week of work. It's not even part-time, because I think part-time is technically 25 hours a week. So I'm not going to be making as much money as I was before. Now, granted, you have to keep in mind our rent and our food costs are zero at the time being. If at some point in the future they tell us we're going to have to start paying for rent or food again, I'm going to be like, hey, look, I either need a raise or I need more hours of work because I'm not making that much money. And now, if you're going to start deducting rent and food from that, that's definitely going to be a problem. And I asked, like, hey, can I maybe get some more time and hours of work? But just with the way the bus schedule is going and all that, that's not an option that is on the table. So for the foreseeable future, I'm working 4 days on and 3 days off. Um, in terms of the new trailers that are coming, they're going to be setting up this week. And I think the first priority is to get everyone out of the hotels because they can't stay there forever in a hotel room. And then going forward, I think the long term plan is to get everyone into one of these trailer units that are used by the oil field guys up north. Because they don't want to rent out their RVs forever, and they can't either. Obviously, come the winter time, they're not winterized, and that's going to be a huge problem. So, at some point in the future, it's very likely that I'll be moving out of Sunshine Village here and then back up to Lake Louise. That's the goal, is to get everyone in one place. For the time being, they're looking at doing extracurricular activities to keep the morale and spirits high. There was a mention of a movie night or something like that, so who knows, maybe Friday night or Saturday night, I can take a sleeping bag up to Lake Louise again and crash there in the campground, and they'll do a movie night or something like that. And it would be nice to get to see some of the people that I haven't seen since the fire. This week I've seen a few faces that I literally have not seen since last Monday. So for the time being, I think that's all I have for today's update. And just make sure to like the videos and share them out with your friends and let them know that we're very thankful for all of the support we've been getting over the last little bit here. I got a new Adidas backpack today that was really nice. I have no idea who donated it or which organization, but thank you to whoever sent the backpacks, and thank you to anyone that's donated clothing or toiletries or any of those items that we have needed since they all got burned in the fire. And until then, I guess I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.